Mr. Norton, you are here in court today because you've been granted immunity. Is that correct?
Nah, I'm here to tell the truth.
Well, but you have been granted immunity by the state.
That mean I'm not going to jail anymore?
That means that you will receive a lesser sentence for this crime.
Yeah.
And you understand that if you commit perjury on the stand, then you lose that immunity. Is that correct?
I don't even know what perjury is.
Well, perjury, you understand what it means to be untruthful.
I'm familiar with that.
And perjury is when you're untruthful on the stand.
Is that right?
So if you commit perjury today, if you are untruthful, then you lose that immunity. Is that correct?
I don't know, but thank you for telling me.
Okay. And you know the defendant, Mr. Don Winston.
Oh, yeah.
You're friends with Mr. Winston.
Not anymore.
Well, you used to be friends with Mr. Winston.
Yeah.
And you actually went fishing with Mr. Winston.
Yeah, I caught all the fish.
And he needed a new boat, didn't he?
Needed a what?
A new boat?
A boat?
Yes.
He stole the boat.
Adrian, I want to talk to you about two things in particular. The pace of the examination and the tone.
Okay.
So let's talk about pace first. It was fast, a little too fast. You want the jury really to appreciate your questions as you cross-examine this snitch, flipper, somebody who nobody likes.
Okay.
And one of the ways to get a better handle on the pace or the speed with which you were conducting the examination is to pause. Pause before you begin. Pause after you make a particular point, as I'm doing now. And you can modulate the tone of your voice with respect to the phrases and the words within each question that you want to emphasize. Okay? And I'm going to give you two examples of that. The first is, we all know the Pledge of Allegiance, right?
Yes.
All right. And there's a particular cadence that we learn as children when we say the Pledge of Allegiance, don't we?
Yes.
All right. So I want you to pledge allegiance right now. Let's pretend that there's a flag in the room, and let me hear you do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I have to put my hand up.
Whatever makes you comfortable, Adrian.
All right. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Did you see how you pause now in those clusters?
Yes.
All right. Well, when you're practicing and reviewing the examination before you come in and cross-examine a guy like this, you're going to want to practice those kinds of pauses.
Okay.
Okay? The second thing is I want you to appreciate the fact that the tone, the emphasis in your questions has to match the emotional content of what it is you want to do here.
Okay.
Now, you're not a very nice guy.
No.
And you come up here, attractive, smiling, asking him about perjury and immunity, right?
Right.
This is not exactly a day at the races, right? Those are loaded terms.
Okay.
So I want to give you an example of how to emphasize different concepts. I put on the board a simple sentence that says, I never gave you the money.
Okay.
Now, what I want you to do is I want you to read that sentence in a way that emphasizes that it was not you who was the person who gave the money. How would you do that?
I never gave you the money.
Now, I want you to emphasize the fact that although that at no time did you ever give him the money.
I never gave you the money.
Now, I want you to emphasize the fact that he may have had the money, but it wasn't through a gift.
I never gave you the money.
And you may have given him a lot of other things, but it certainly wasn't the money. How would you emphasize that?
I never gave you the money.
Okay, you see my point.
Yes.
So when you're thinking about what point you want to make with a witness, whether it has to do with he's lying or whether it was immunity, which is a tremendous benefit, or that you don't particularly care for this guy, you want to think about the emotional content of the sentence and then emphasize those particular words that are going to deliver that emotional content.
Okay.
All right? Let's see if we can do that.
All right. Mr. Norton, you've been granted immunity in court today. Is that correct?
You say so.
Well, you have been given a lesser charge for this crime in exchange for your testimony today.
Yeah.
But you understand that you could lose that immunity if you do not tell the truth today,
That's true.
if you commit perjury on the stand.
I don't know what you mean by perjury.
Do you know what it means to be untruthful?
I do.
Well, perjury means when you're untruthful on the stand.
Got it.
So if you're untruthful, you will commit perjury and you will lose that immunity. Is that correct, Mr. Norton?
Guess so.
Okay, that was nice.